In a quiet corner of Pathum Thani, where the city's hum fades into the whispers of old trees, stands a forgotten wooden house. No one has dared to set foot inside for decades. For a chilling reason that has woven itself into the very fabric of the local community, locals will tell you, in hushed tones, that after the sun dips below the horizon and darkness claims the land, a sound emerges from the decaying structure. It is the heart-wrenching sound of a baby crying, a solitary wail that cuts through the silence of the night. The first few times the sound echoed through the neighborhood, concern rippled through the nearby homes. Thinking a helpless infant had been abandoned and was trapped within the derelict walls, compassionate neighbors promptly called the police, their minds filled with images of a child in desperate need of rescue. They could not have anticipated the unsettling truth that awaited them. Upon receiving the urgent calls, a team of officers was dispatched to the scene, their flashlights cutting sharp beams through the oppressive gloom as they approached the decrepit building. They pushed open the groaning, rotted door and began a meticulous search of the premises, their footsteps echoing eerily on the dusty wooden floors. The air inside was thick and stagnant, heavy with the scent of decay and forgotten memories. They looked in every conceivable hiding place, driven by the reports of the infant's cries. Every room was turned upside down. They peered under rickety, termite-eaten furniture, flung open the doors of cobweb-dripped cabinets, and even pried at the warped floorboards, expecting to find a clue, a sign, anything to explain the sound. But their search yielded nothing. There was no baby. There were no tiny footprints in the thick layers of dust that coated every surface. There were no signs of recent entry. No evidence that any living person, adult or child, had been there for a very, very long chimi. Despite the exhaustive search and the complete lack of any physical evidence, the crying did not stop. It returned night after night, a phantom lullaby of sorrow that haunted the very air of the neighborhood. As the weeks turned into months and the nightly crying became an accepted, albeit terrifying, part of local life, the community grew desperate for an explanation, for some semblance of peace. The police had found no logical cause, so the residents turned to the spiritual. A respected monk from a nearby temple, known for his wisdom and insight into matters beyond the physical realm, was invited to visit the house. He stood before the crumbling structure, his eyes closed in deep concentration, listening not just with his ears but with his soul. After a long profound silence, he spoke, his voice calm, yet heavy with the weight of his words. The sound, he explained, was not of this world. It was the echo of a profound tragedy, the spectral cry of an infant who had met a grim fate long ago. The monk claimed that the spirit was that of a child who had been secretly buried beneath the old wooden floor, its life cut short before it had truly begun. It was a lost soul, a spirit that had never been given the proper rights, never been set free from its earthly prison. The crying was not a call for help in the physical sense, but the desperate plea of a spirit trapped between worlds. The monk's revelation sent a new wave of fear and sorrow through the community, cementing the house's reputation as a place of profound supernatural activity. The crying, once just a mystery, was now a confirmed haunting. Neighbors began to notice unsettling patterns in the paranormal phenomena. They observed that the baby's cries seemed to grow louder, more desperate, and more distinct on certain nights. The wailing was always more intense during heavy downpours, as if the falling rain was stirring the spirit's sorrow. And on Buddhist holy days, when the veil between the spiritual and physical worlds is said to be at its thinnest, on these nights the sound was not just a distant cry, but a piercing scream of anguish that seemed to emanate from the very foundations of the house, a sound that could make even the most hardened skeptic's blood run cold. It was a chilling reminder of the tragedy that had occurred and the tormented soul that remained. Decades have passed, yet the house remains untouched, a monument to its own dark history. It is a place where time stands still, where the decay of wood and plaster mirrors the decay of a forgotten life. No one lives there. No one dares to even approach its crumbling porch. Yet the house is never truly silent. The air around it is thick with an unspoken grief, a palpable sense of loss that clings to the rotting structure like the vines that creep up its walls. The nightly crying has become an enduring legend, a ghost story whispered from one generation to the next, a cautionary tale for children who wander too close to the property's edge after dark. The house stands as a silent sentinel, its windows like hollow eyes staring out at a world that has moved on, while it remains trapped in a perpetual cycle of sorrow, forever echoing the cries of its smallest, most permanent resident, those who are brave or perhaps foolish enough to walk past the property late at night, especially when the moon is hidden behind a thick blanket of clouds. Report experiences that stay with them long after they have hurried away. They swear that amidst the sound of their own frantic footsteps and the rustling of leaves, they can hear it, a faint, ethereal sound that is almost lost in the night's ambient noises. It is not just a generic cry, but a sound that seems to form a word, a single, heartbreaking whisper carried on the wind. May, the Thai word for mother. It is the sound of a lost child eternally calling out for the comfort and love it was denied in its short life. A ghostly plea that drifts from the darkened windows and searches for a mother who will never come. The sound is a chilling testament to the enduring bond between a child and its mother. A bond that, in this case, has transcended even death itself. The house has been abandoned for more than half a century, a skeletal frame slowly being reclaimed by the relentless jungle. Paint has peeled, wood has rotted, and the roof has begun to collapse. Yet one thing has remained constant. One presence has refused to fade with time. The spirit of the crying child. It seems that as the physical structure decays, the spiritual energy within it only grows stronger, more concentrated. The spirit has never left its earthly prison. It is as much a part of the house as the wooden beams and the dusty floorboards beneath which its story began. The passage of time has done nothing to soothe its torment. Instead, it has only deepened the well of its sorrow, ensuring that its cries will continue to echo through the night for years to come, a permanent fixture in the local soundscape of fear. Among the older residents, those who have heard the crying for most of their lives, a specific belief has taken root, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness of the legend. They believe the child's soul is not crying out of malice or a desire to frighten, but out of a deep spiritual need. It is waiting. They whisper that the spirit is trapped, its soul unable to move on to the next life, because it was never given a proper funeral ritual, without the traditional blessings and ceremonies to guide it. The child's soul is bound to the place of its death, destined to repeat its final moments of distress for eternity. These locals believe that only when the proper rites are performed, when the monks are called to chant the prayers and make the offerings to appease the lost spirit, will the crying finally cease and the child's soul be freed from its earthly shackles, allowing it to find the peace in the afterlife that it was so tragically denied in life. Over the years, the story has attracted its fair share of attention. Police have returned on multiple occasions, spurred by fresh reports or the morbid curiosity of new officers. Paranormal investigators, armed with sophisticated equipment, have spent nights within the decaying walls, attempting to capture definitive proof of the haunting. Skeptics and scientists have proposed various theories, from the wind whistling through cracks in the wood to the sounds of nocturnal animals being misinterpreted by a frightened populace. Yet, even after multiple official investigations and countless unofficial attempts to debunk the legend, no natural explanation has ever been confirmed. Every scientific theory has fallen short, unable to account for the consistency, the clarity, and the heartbreakingly human quality of the cries. The mystery remains unsolved, leaving the supernatural as the only explanation that has endured. The legend has become so ingrained in the local culture that it has earned its own name, a title that is spoken with a mixture of fear and reverence. Siang Dekrung Bonren. It translates simply to the crying baby at the abandoned house. This name is more than just a label. It is a piece of living folklore, a verbal tombstone for the unnamed child, and a permanent warning sign for the house it inhabits. The story serves as a chilling reminder that some places are best left alone, and that some tragedies leave it stained so deep that not even the passage of time can wash it away, a sound that echoes forever in the heart of Pathum Thani. If you are fascinated by the chilling tales and spectral legends that lurk in the hidden corners of Thailand, and you want to know more about the stories that haunt this beautiful land, then we invite you to join our community of explorers into the unknown. We delve into the history, the folklore, and the eyewitness accounts that bring these ghost stories to life, seeking to understand the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil of our understanding. Please click the like and subscribe button to ensure you wouldn't miss our next journey into the heart of Thailand's most enduring and terrifying ghost stories. Your support allows us to continue searching for these forgotten tales and sharing them with the world. Join us, if you dare, as we uncover the spirits and legends that refuse to be forgotten.